What's going on, guys? It's Lonely MMA, and today we're going to be doing top 5 fighters that I think Dana White secretly hates. Now, it's no secret that Dana White keeps his opinions very public and out there. He will say whatever is on his mind, for better or for worse. And I honestly like that about the guy, because if you look at the other major sport commissioners, they're all like straight up robots. Like, I swear to God, Squidward probably has more charisma and more charm to him than the other commissioners of sports like Adam Silver, Roger Goodell. Those guys, oh my God. And not to say Dana White's some charming devil over here, but you know what I mean. And a little context for this list, I'm not going to do someone that obviously Dana White hates like Francis Ngannou or someone like that. I'm going more deep and in depth than anyone else has ever gone. We're going to the bottom of the iceberg here. We're going for everyone that Dana White has even had a smudge of a negative thought towards. Similar to Dana White going like a double agent style towards them, sort of like Perry the Platypus and Phineas and Ferb. But let's go. Coming in at number 5, Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page right now to Dana White is equivalent to Blackbeard to Captain Jack Sparrow. Because this dude, Michael Venom Page, he was over at Bellator having all these highlight knockouts, and then he comes over to the UFC and hasn't gotten a single finish since, and he's probably fought 4 fights at this point. And I do understand he's aging, but Dana White gave him a chance and brought him over to just sort of get those highlight flying knee knockouts, stuff like that, or even just a finish of any sort. Not what happened in his last fight with Sam Patterson. Because my God, Michael Venom Page was talking so much shit on UFC Fighter Pay before the fight, and then he went out and fought like that. Arguably one of the most boring fights of all time, and just to add some salt to the wound and making Uncle Dana way more mad at him, he walked out to "They don't care about us," which is obviously a shot at UFC Fighter Pay and the UFC itself. So it's safe to say this guy's not getting any favors from Uncle Dana anytime soon. And at number 4, I got Alexander Volkov, because for some reason, I just know deep down Dana White, somewhere in his body, does not like this dude. Because we all saw an armed robbery go down in broad daylight in December of 2024 at the T-Mobile Arena, with Alexander Volkov losing to Cyril Gane by one of the worst decisions I have ever seen. And it was so bad that Dana White even had to acknowledge it, had to say something about it. So he goes up to Volkov after the fight. He said, "You got screwed, kid. We'll make this right." And I don't care what amount of money you gave him, it was not right to have him fight as the featured fight against Jailton Almeida on a card that the dude he just got robbed against is fighting for the belt on. Cause what kind of shit is that? And not to mention, the UFC and Dana White also made him fight his own friend in Sergey Pavlovich and sort of ruined their friendship. I mean, they definitely did not look friendly still after the fight. But at number 3 here, this is where I'm really getting into my secret agent FBI type investigation stuff, because I just know that Dana White hates Tatsuro Taira after that last loss, because I just know how badly he wants to bring the UFC to Japan. And it was a good old classic striker versus grappler matchup. Dana White's seen a million of these. They always go the grappler's way. Well, not this time, because Tatsuro Taira got the brakes beaten off of him, and he actually almost somehow found his way to get back into the fight if you look at it round by round. But if you look at it purely damaged, oh my God, the dude got his face destroyed. Like, I think it was at the end of the second round when he got knocked down really hard. It looked like he went out and then regained consciousness when he hit the mat. But his face when he hit the mat looked like a face scan on 2K gone horribly wrong. And I just know after Dana White saw that, he knew he missed his big ticket right back into the Japan scene. I'm almost certain, though, that they'll give Taira another title shot, even if he wins one fight against, like, a winner of the Minokov vs. Haraguchi fight or Royval vs. Kavanaugh. One of those fights I feel like he'll get the winner of, and whoever wins that fight will get the title shot. But for now, I'm sure anytime that Dana White sees Taira in the UFC PI or at an event or something like that, I'm sure Dana White won't even look him in the eye. He hangs his head in disappointment like a grandma who just caught her grandson jerking off on the couch. And now at number 2, this leads perfectly into it. I got Manel Kape. Dana White himself personally told me, "Hey, you know that Manel Kape guy? I don't like him." Now, you see, the only thing that pisses Dana off more than his wife hitting him after he's had a few drinks is seeing his enemies succeed.
Literally, the day we got back from Mexico, I had a quote installed on my wall. It says, May God have mercy upon my enemies, because I won't.
And let's take a look back to July of 2024, UFC 304, Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kape. Muhammad Mokaev was on the UFC's shit list at that point. Win or lose, he was getting cut. So you know Uncle Dana really needed Manel Kape to whoop this guy's ass. And what took place was Manel Kape sort of getting destroyed and dominated in the most boring and uninteresting fight of all time. And he even got his pants pulled down and showed his ass cheeks to the entire arena during the fight. And another thing that you know Dana White hates is people pulling out of fights. And Manel Kape has pulled out of so many fights at this point. It's actually insane. And also, Manel Kape on the mic is just horrible. It reminds me of that one picture of the Fly playing the violin. Now, next up at number 1, get ready, because Dana White has actually dropped us a few clues like Jack the Ripper that I've been able to pick up on for this one. Because at number 1, we have Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall to Dana White is like your mother-in-law that you secretly hate, but you will never say anything to because you don't want to get your significant other mad, so you'll just sort of like drop like sort of snarky comments here and there. And then when you finally get called out for it, you'll just completely backtrack and be like, what? No, I didn't mean disrespect at all. I love them. And that's exactly what Dana White does to Tom Aspinall to a T. Because Dana White had a front row seat to watch Tom Aspinall get 2 fingers knuckle deep into his eyeballs and then dragged across his eyeballs, scraping them, and then goes to the post-fight press conference and is like, yeah, it looked like Tom just didn't want to continue. And it is sort of funny though, because it all started with the whole ducking thing with John Jones, where Dana White was essentially just protecting John Jones from losing because his Pookie could not lose a fight in the UFC. And now John Jones has actually been the one starting to hate Dana White with the whole contract disputes that have been going on. But also with Tom Aspinall, another thing that I think Dana White gets so mad at him about is the fact that he's openly stated that he eventually wants to move to boxing because there's more money in it, and his dad has said it too. Which, that is a surefire way to get on Dana White's shit list, saying that you're going to move the boxing, and along with it, he signed a contract with Eddie Hearn to be his agent. Like, oh my god, how can Dana White's ego take all of this? Like, hell, I wouldn't doubt the fact that Dana White in a spare room has a demonic pentagram with candles lit all around it and a picture of Tom Aspinall in the middle of it performing some rituals with it so Tom Aspinall loses to the winner of Alex Pereira vs. Gane. But yeah, that's really all I got for today. This is my top fighters that I think Dana White secretly hates. Let me know some other fighters that you think Dana White secretly hates down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.